Hey guys, tonight we slip behind the crackle of a thunderstorm and into a forgotten part of history where electricity isn't just a power, it's a language, okay? And tonight, it's whispering your name. Picture this. It's raining hard, wind tapping against your windows, and the glow from your bedside lamp flickers just enough to feel haunted. But it's not a ghost in your room. It's something older, stranger, a current from the past, Nikola Tesla's past. You're going to follow it into a story most people wouldn't believe unless they were dreaming. Luckily, you're about to fall asleep, and that's exactly what the portal requires. Oh, and teeny thing, you probably won't survive this. Not in the usual sense. Your body, sure, it'll be fine, but your reality, that's going to get scrambled like a Victorian OMELETTE. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is where you are. Turn off the lights, grab a cozy blanket, and get ready, because our journey tonight is about to begin. Lying on your bed with the storm still murmuring outside. Thunder stretches like a tired yawn across the sky. You stare at the ceiling, listening. There's a buzz knot from your phone, which is face down and quiet, but something else, something beneath the walls. It hums behind your head like an old machine trying to remember how to breathe. You close your eyes, and that's when you hear it. A voice, croaky.com, Eastern European accent. It says your name twice, then wake up. But the strange thing is, you're already awake, or at least you thought you were. You sit up. The air feels heavier. The room looks the same, but the shadows seem taller, like someone stretched the corners with taffy. Your digital clock flickers. 3:33 a.m. Of course, it's a haunted hour. You put your feet on the floor, and they sink just a little into the rug. Not like quicksand, more like the floor is exhaling. Your hand reaches for the lamp chain, but the moment you pull it, the entire wall lights up instead, like a spark igniting behind a wallpaper. And now, things really stop making sense. Your bedroom dissolves like sugar in tea, and you're sitting upright in a stiff-backed velvet chair in a hotel room that smells like ozone and oil. It's quiet, except for a low crackle that might be a phonograph or a tiny lightning storm in the vents. The wallpaper is old, peeling roses. You recognize them from photos, black and white photos of the old Hotel New Yorker. But that place was demolished decades ago. A name rises in your mind like it's been placed there deliberately. Nikola Tesla. There's a folder on the desk, blue leather, corners embossed with his name in faint gold leaf. You flip it open, blueprints, diagrams scrawled in looping, spidery handwriting, alternating current generators, frequency harmonics, a design for something labeled interdimensional frequency modulator. And right there in the margin, a note, only works in altered states. Subject must be unconscious or dreaming, totally, highly unstable. Warning, self-awareness may collapse internal logic. You blink, the paper folds itself, not metaphorically, it actually folds itself, creasing and curling until it snaps shut and clicks like a locked book. This is not a dream, but it also isn't waking life. You stand, it's a chair size behind you. The floorboards creak, but not like normal creaks. These sound like Morse code, message too fast for your brain to decode. And then the sound stops, like it got embarrassed for being heard. One wall seems darker than the others. You move closer. There's a slice in the wallpaper thin, horizontal, about a hand's width. You tug at it. The paper peels back in a strip. Underneath, not plaster, but a panel of copper filigree, etched with glowing rivulets of blue light. Something scuttles. You freeze. A mechanical insect crawls out from a tiny seam, eyes flickering like camera shutters. It's the size of a cockroach, but made of brass and glass, and it's carrying something. A key. It clicks, gently lays the key in your hand, then collapses into a pile of parts. as if its one job in this reality is now complete. You stare at the key. It's warm, heavy, like it knows where it belongs, and you're just a vehicle. That's when the lights dim. Not slowly, instantly. And the room shifts again. The desk turns into a coil of copper wires. The floor becomes grating, wheezing, and outside the window, you now see a tower. WARDANCLYFFE. Tesla, as real-life experimental lab on Long Island. The one he believed could transmit wireless power across the globe. Historians still argue whether it ever worked or if it was just a brilliant man's final gamble. But here, you can feel the electricity bleeding through the air. You smell it sweet, metallic, almost minty. You step closer to the window. The rain stopped. The sky is no longer night. It's violet. It's pulsing. The hum returns, not in your ears, in your bones. And beneath that hum, the voice returns. Not words, exactly. Just pressure. Thought being uploaded directly into your chest. Come outside. You obey. The door opens with a hiss. Not mechanical. Organic. Like a lung exhaling. You walk down a hallway that stretches longer than it should. The carpet ripples under your feet like it's remembering footsteps from a century ago. You reach the elevator, but it's not an elevator. It's a cage of spinning metal rings. You step in, and the moment you do, your body feels lighter. Not spiritually, literally. Like gravity's had enough of your nonsense. A jolt. The rings spin faster. The world blurs. And then stillness. The door opens, and you step out. Not into the Wardenclyffe facility of today, but into his version. A parallel version. More radiant. Sharper. Time here moves in loops. Sparks travel along the air like fireflies rehearsing choreography. You walk forward, somewhere not far from here. Tesla is waiting, but he doesn't want your help. He needs your sleep, because the portal is open. The current is ready. Only someone in a dream can pass through. The air changes as you step deeper into the Wardenclyffe grounds. It's not just the smell, though, that's new too. It's like scorched lavender and old rain. It's the static charge tinkling through your skin, threading itself into the tiny hairs on your arms. Can almost hear the molecules buzzing around you, aligning, waiting for something to happen. Okay, you're not sure if you're breathing electricity or if electricity is breathing you. The tower looms above. It's taller than you remember from the grainy photos online. Here, it's a cathedral of copper and iron, humming with purpose. Somewhere in your chest, your heartbeat syncs with the rhythm. You try to ignore the odd sensation that the tower is watching you, judging your readiness. You step onto a gravel path that wasn't there a moment ago. It curves with geometric precision through a garden that isn't exactly botanical. There are plants, sure, but they pulse with light. Tesla lilies, you suppose? Each petal glows with a soft internal shimmer, like they're photosynthesizing pure voltage. A sign hangs from a twisted wireframe trellis. It reads, "Dreamers only beyond this point," and beneath it, scrawled in a less tidy hand, "Sleepers, welcome. Sleepwalkers, required." You laugh under your breath. It's the first time you've heard your own voice since this all started, and it surprises you. It doesn't echo here. It vanishes absorbed like sound into foam. A copper-plated door waits at the end of the path. Its surface ripples when you reach for it, and for a moment, you see your reflection, but not your current self. It's a version of you in sepia, wearing early 1900s clothes and a nervous expression. You blink. The reflection doesn't. Then the door slides. It's open. You step inside. The room looks like a hybrid between a hotel suite and a science lab from a 1930s pulp novel. It's velvet drapes, wooden panels, a phonograph spinning nothing, but also coils, vacuum, tubes, and a desk littered with blueprints and devices you can't begin to name. One contraption looks suspiciously like a blender married a brass saxophone, and then had deep philosophical regrets. Tesla is there, not in the flesh, exactly more. like a projection wrapped in memory. Doesn't look at you right away. He's too focused on adjusting something the size of a toaster that crackles softly and smells faintly of cinnamon. Eventually, he speaks. I was hoping you would answer. You ask without really speaking how he knew you'd come. He turns toward you and smiles just a bit, because only a dreamer can see the static between dimensions. Everyone else just thinks it's sleep paralysis or bad sushi. You raise an eyebrow. He chuckles. Yes, I am capable of jokes, Twain insisted. You scan the room again, wondering if the name drop is intentional. Mark Twain and Tesla were close friends. Historians still argue whether Twain actually helped test some of Tesla's earliest vibration experiments, or if it was just an exaggeration spread by overenthusiastic fanboys. But now, that story doesn't feel so impossible. Tesla gestures for you to sit in a high-backed chair that looks suspiciously like an electric throne. We haven't much time. The portal is stable, but only from this side. Once you pass through, the tether to your body will weaken. Your consciousness will need to be resilient. You sit. The air crackles. He places the toaster thing on your lap. It vibrates, purring like a sleepy cat that's been fed dark matter. Where you're going, Tesla says, has no clocks. Time flows in every direction, but only those already dreaming can enter safely. Otherwise, the mind collapses under the pressure of simultaneous realities. Hun, you try to respond, but your tongue is numb. Oh, maybe it's too busy dreaming to speak. He touches your temple with a slender metal rod, and suddenly your body slumps in the chair. You're not unconscious. You're split. Your awareness floats gently upward, untethered from gravity, from flesh, from anything resembling physics. You drift like pollen, like data through a shimmering field of static below. Tesla adjusts a few knobs and scribbles in a ledger with a fountain pen dot above. You rise toward the tower's coil. The Wardenclyffe transmitter hums louder now. The ring at the top begins to spin slowly at first, then faster, blurring into a halo of electricity. And right in the center, a slit appears. Not a door, not even a hole. More like the fabric of the sky, deciding it no longer wants to hold its shape. The portal, and you're heading straight for it. You feel warm, not in a cozy blanket way. More like you're being boiled gently in potential. Okay. Every thought you've ever had becomes louder, clearer, as though each one is trying to audition for the next reality. A childhood memory, your favorite smell, a sudden craving for blueberry pancakes. These are your anchors trying to keep you human as your mind stretches through the breach. You glance down. There's no body anymore. It's just a flicker of you, a shimmering outline, barely defined. Then, the portal touches your forehead like a kiss, and you pass through. For a moment, there's nothing. Not blackness, not light, just pure absence. Then everything returns, but different. The ground beneath you glows like frosted glass. The sky is the color of oxidized copper. You're in a city, one that crackles with life, though you see no people. Some machines, some walking, some flying, all powered without wires. A golden hummingbird drone flutters past your shoulder and chirps a tone that makes your teeth buzz. You smile, even though you don't remember deciding to. Somewhere in the distance, a tower hums the same frequency as Wardenclyffe. You've made it through. Welcome to the city of eternal currents. The city of eternal currents stretches endlessly in all directions, glowing with an elegance that feels alien and ancient at the same time. You float gently to the ground, landing with the softest whisper of contact. The surface beneath your feet is warm, not like sun-baked concrete, but like skin resting near a fireplace. Each step causes a faint ripple of light to echo outward, and the air hums like it's listening to your presence. The architecture is impossible. Towers bend in deliberate curves, some hovering midair, connected by glowing cables that arc through space like lightning, frozen in motion. Roads aren't built for wheels here. Okay. They're lined with invisible fields of propulsion, and occasionally, a platform glides past carrying devices you can't even describe. Like if Art Deco had a love child with artificial intelligence. You walk, though you're not quite sure how your legs are moving. Are these even your legs anymore? You don't feel disconnected, but it's like your body obeys you with less resistance than usual. Like gravity is more of a suggestion here. Above you, a swarm of metallic birds draws patterns across the sky. They chirp in harmonic pulses, adjusting their formation with perfect synchronicity. You realize they're not birds. They're transmitters, carriers of knowledge, and they're watching you. The hum in your chest intensifies. Then, structure ahead begins to respond. It resembles a library, maybe a power plant. Massive doors part as you approach without hinges or sound. The interior smells like cedar, static, and a hint of oranges. Strange, given that you haven't seen a single tree or fruit here. Inside, the light is soft and bluish, emanating from no visible source. You find yourself in a hall lined with panels, each one glowing with unfamiliar script. Celeste's voice returns in your head, not out loud, but carried on the same hum you felt at the tower. This place stores memory through frequency. History isn't written, it's encoded. You don't read it, you feel it. You touch a panel, and instantly, a surge of sensation envelops you. You're standing in Tesla's Colorado Springs lab, watching sparks arc over a dozen feet long. The sound is deafening. Your hair lifts from your scalp. Tesla stands nearby, arms raised in triumph. He looks younger here, radiant, obsessive, wireless energy. He whispers in your direction. It's not just for power, it's for presence, it's for consciousness. The vision fades. You blink and the library returns. Your pulse is fast. Your hands are glowing faintly. That panel didn't just show you a memory, it let you Tesla's excitement, his obsession, his loneliness. You step back, overwhelmed. A doorway opens to your right. No one calls you through it. There's no sound, no invitation, just instinct. You walk. This corridor is narrow, lined with glass tubes containing tiny thunderstorms. The storms float in miniature, crackling and flashing every few seconds as if trying to escape. Each one is labeled with a symbol. One looks eerily like your own signature. You stop in front of it. A low vibration rolls through the floor beneath you, and the storm dims momentarily. You touch the glass, and just like before, memory fills you, but this time, not Tesla's. It's yours. A rainy night, as a child, standing barefoot on the porch, watching lightning tear the sky apart. The smell of ozone, the thrill of something vast and untamable, just above your head. You remember whispering, almost without thinking, "Take me with you." Apparently, something hurt you. Another door opens. You're beginning to realize that this city isn't reacting to your footsteps. It's responding to your thoughts. Your memories are your passport here. You step into a circular chamber. In the center, suspended midair, is a crystalline sphere. Its surface glows with tiny pinpricks of light, shifting constantly like a snow globe caught in a windstorm. A voice greets you, calm and strange, feminine, but metallic. "Welcome, dreamer." You carry a frequency, unrecorded. You try to respond, but again, words aren't needed. Your thoughts echo back to you, translated into frequency. What is this? The sphere pulses. This is the archive of possible tomorrows. It's created by Tesla, completed by those who arrived after. The portal you entered was not the first, nor will it be the last. You are part of a chain of dreamers. You take a slow breath. The idea that others have been here, others who passed through Tesla's inventions in dream states. Following whispers through time, it sits heavy and wonderful in your chest. Where are they now? You ask. The sphere dimmed slightly. Some woke, some stayed, some became part of the frequency. Few ever return unchanged. Your body feels a little less anchored. Why me? You ask. Not out of fear, but out of genuine curiosity. After all, you were just trying to fall asleep. You didn't ask for any of this. Or maybe you did. The sphere flares with light because you listened. Those 3 words echo in your skull. You think back to all the moments in your life when strange coincidences piled up like static on a TV screen, dreams you never understood, whispers in the night, goosebumps during thunderstorms. Maybe you've always been a little tuned to this place. The voice continues. A disruption is coming. Time is leaking. The currents are unbalanced. The portal is not stable. We need an anchor, one who can dream consciously, who can stabilize frequency from inside. You nod slowly. It doesn't feel like a decision anymore. You're already committed. Then show me what I need to do. The sphere spins, the lights within it coalescing into a beam that fires directly into your chest. It doesn't hurt, spreads warmth, focus, and an overwhelming sense of rightness through your being. You see images, flashes of timescapes that don't belong to your world. A version of Earth with twin suns. A timeline where Tesla lived to be 115 and built a global frequency grid. Another where his experiments cracked the moon and triggered an age of darkness. You see yourself in each one. Different, yet unmistakably you. Then, one vision locks in place. A looming structure made of obsidian coils and pulsing crystals. A machine designed to channel frequencies across timelines. But it's fractured, glitching, sparking wildly. It collapses. Every dreamer across every reality could be trapped, frozen mid-thought for eternity. That's your destination. The voice softens. You must reach the central relay, correct the misalignment. But be warned, some fragments of Tesla, never left the portal. Your blood runs cold. A whisper in the static behind the voice says your name. You remember the note in the blueprint. Self-awareness may collapse internal logic. You wonder how close you are to that edge. But it doesn't matter anymore. You have a path, a mission. And if Tesla's shadow is waiting in the fractured machine, you'll face it. You'll leave the chamber. Outside, the city shifts again. The roads reconfigure, drawing you toward the relay. The hum in your chest is stronger now, vibrating through every cell. You're no longer just a visitor here. You're a conductor, beacon of aligned frequency. The countdown has begun. You step out onto a causeway of magnetized glass that hovers high above the glimmering expanse of the city of eternal currents. There are no guardrails, no safety nets, and yet not a single thread of fear pulls at you. The frequency inside you has become your tether, stronger than gravity, more reliable than thought. Beneath your feet, streams of energy pulse like arterial currents, not metaphorically actual currents. Blue, gold, and even pulses of soft pink zip through the invisible veins of this world, powering entire districts you haven't even seen. You realize this city isn't running on electricity the way your world understands it. It's running on memory, on intention, on frequencies shaped by will. And now, your frequency is being added to the system. The path leads you toward something vast, the central relay, even from a distance. It pulses with dissonance. The structure looks like it was built during an earthquake. Its angles twist the longer you stare, making it feel both close and impossibly far. Half of it seems intact, sleek obsidian columns, anchored with glowing copper filigree. The other half flickers as though it's unstuck in time. Like a building mid-glitch, you pass through a checkpoint, though there are no guards. It's just a field of humming energy that scans you from head to toe. It pauses briefly at your chest. A green pulse answers back. Access granted. You enter the outer rim of the relay and feel a shift. The air thickens. Your thoughts begin to slow. This space doesn't just exist in your dream states, partially conscious itself, and is trying to decide whether you belong. In the center of the atrium, 3 columns stretch floor to ceiling. It's pulse in sequence, one steady, one slow, one out of sync. You instinctively know the third column is the damaged node. the one dragging the others out of balance. On the far wall, mural catches your eye. Tesla stands in a field of gears, eyes wide, one hand pointing toward a portal in the sky. The gears are connected, not by chains, but by lightning. Behind him, an army of blurred silhouette streamers perhaps follow his signal. One detail stands out. In Tesla's other hand, he holds a broken mirror, reflecting not himself, but a version of the city that's crumbling. You step closer, and the mural shifts. Not a trick of light, an actual shift. It reacts to your presence. Now, Tesla is looking at you. Your fingers twitch. Your skin hums. The column behind you flares, and suddenly, you're not alone. A figure appears, carved from flickering static. Not fully formed, more suggestion than substance. It hovers where your reflection should be, mimicking your stance, but not quite matching your motion. It speaks without sound. Frequency unstable. Identity bleed detected. Dreamer must reconcile. You take a step back, heart stammering in your chest. The figure takes a step forward. It looks almost like you, but sharper, hungrier, like a version of yourself who made different choices, riskier ones. You realize this is a failsafe, a defense mechanism built into the relay. It's not guarding the machine from outsiders. It's protecting it from dreamers who aren't ready to confront their own contradictions. Tesla's voice whispers again, riding the hum around you. To walk between time, you must walk through yourself. You swallow hard. The static figure lunges. You don't dodge. You absorb. It slams into your chest like a thunderclap, and your body jerks but instead of pain, you feel clarity. Memories flood back. It's not new ones. It's forgotten ones. Versions of your life where you nearly quit, nearly turned back, nearly gave up on the strange little impulses that led you here. The late nights, staring at static on an old TV. The time you built a radio just to see what would happen. The recurring dream about lightning that felt more like a memory than fantasy. All those moments weren't just quirks. They were breadcrumbs. And this shadow wasn't an enemy. It was a piece of you left behind, waiting for the right moment to reconnect. You exhale. The column nearest to you blinks once. Then again, its pulse synchronizes. The relay is reacting. One down. A section of the floor slides open, revealing a stairwell that spirals downward in impossible geometry. You descend. The walls here flicker with moving images, like holographic film strips suspended in air. You pass entire lifetimes in seconds. Tesla in Vienna, feeding pigeons and muttering equations. A group of scientists in 1985 building a secret replica of the Wardenclyffe coil deep underground. A child in 2031 dreaming of circuits that hum lullabies. These aren't hallucinations, dreams captured, stored, and echoed. Historians still argue whether Tesla actually believed in a world thought receiver, a device capable of detecting the frequency of the human mind. Most dismissed it as science fiction, but here, inside this living machine, you know he wasn't dreaming wildly. He was tuning in. At the bottom of the spiral, you reach the nexus gate. It's broken, not shattered, but misaligned. Portions of the machinery flicker between timelines. T's don't rotate cleanly, they stutter, pulse, loop. You see sparks fly from a console and then rewind themselves back in again, over and over. Standing next to it, almost blending into the hum, is a figure, Tesla, or something wearing him. His image flickers like a flame under pressure, eyes sunken, fingers twitching with mechanical precision. He looks at you like someone might study a chess piece. Not hostile, not kind, it's calculating. You're not the first to try, he says. His voice is layered, like 3 versions of him are speaking at once. But you're the first who remembers the birds. Your stomach tightens, the golden hummingbird drone. You saw it, didn't you? That means the city chose you. Or maybe I did. You ask if he's real. He doesn't answer. Raises a hand and turns toward the broken relay core. The machine was never just about energy. It was a gate, a conductor of mind. Huh. But we forgot that thought one concentrated can warp reality. He walks through the console as if it were mist. Fix it, he says. Or wake up and forget everything. The humming in your bones grows louder. You step forward. The relay pulses, then glitches, then steadies. A panel slides open, revealing a frequency console, 3 rings of rotating nodes, each vibrating at a different pitch. You don't know how you know what to do, but you do. You reach out. Your fingers tune the outer ring. A memory surges running through the woods as a kid, chasing fireflies and pretending they were alien messengers. The middle ring. You hum the lullaby your grandmother used to sing. The inner ring. You whisper your name. The gears align. The relay breathes. Tesla's image smiles, not kindly, but with approval. Then he vanishes. The city shakes gently, not a collapse, a shift. The broken frequencies settle. The sky outside brightens to a soft teal. For the first time since you arrived, you feel the environment exhale, and so do you. 2 nodes remain, but now you know the rhythm. The relay stabilizes behind you, humming now with a resonance that feels like deep satisfaction. The air is calmer, less static in your lungs. As you ascend from the core, the gravity of what just happened begins to settle on your shoulders. Like a quiet weight, you've reconnected a piece of something ancient, maybe even sacred. And you didn't do it with machines or tools. You did it with memory. The moment you reach the upper level, the architecture has already changed. No longer the harsh, glitched obsidian of earlier now. It's grown into curved, metallic surfaces that shimmer like brushed moonstone. It's almost as if the building itself has evolved in response to your progress. One historian once claimed Tesla theorized consciousness could influence matter, citing his obsession with sympathetic vibration. Most chalked it up to eccentricity. Yet, here you are, witnessing walls breathe in harmony with your heartbeat. You're led silently through an archway by a mechanical orb that's hovered into place beside you. It doesn't speak, doesn't flash or chime. It just pulses gently, like a glowing beetle made of brass and intuition. Every time you think about turning around, it glides ahead, expectantly, as if it knows where you need to go even if you don't. The corridor, DARKENS, then it tilts. It's not a metaphor. You genuinely feel the hallway twist, the floor shifting underfoot like a rotating tunnel in an amusement park. But instead of nausea, you feel clarity, like your inner compass is finally clicking into place. Up ahead, you see a door not built from any earthly material, but from compressed light. Strands of photons braided into something semi-solid. The orb hovers near it and waits. You step through. The second node chamber is live. This one isn't built from metal or stone, but grown. Its walls pulse with soft moss and bioluminescent veins of something plant-like, but not quite terrestrial. The air is humid and perfumed with something faintly citrusy, like orange blossom and ozone. In the center of the chamber floats the second node, an enormous sphere of iridescent crystal, slowly rotating above a bed of silver roots. But something's off. The sphere is cracked. It vibrates unevenly, like a song being sung out of tune. You approach slowly, the moss beneath your feet soft as memory foam, and the moment your fingers reach out, the room reacts. The vines tremble. A low tone rises from the floor, subsonic, almost a growl. Then, from behind the node, steps a creature, not human. Not fully. It walks upright, but its eyes are rings of copper. Its hands are long, branching filaments. And yet, you know it. Not personally, but genetically. Somewhere deep in the soup of human imagination, its being has always lived. The Dreamkeeper, a myth so obscure most history books ignored it. A fringe belief that Tesla might have created or summoned sentient entities from the electromagnetic field. Beings that evolved in the subconscious realm, only able to take form inside shared dream states. Ridiculous, right? Well, one of them is standing in front of you, arms folded, looking unimpressed. You brought a fracture with you, it says. Its voice sounds like someone whistling through a blade of grass. Soft, but scolding. You try to explain. Not you're here because of Tesla, because of the malfunction, because the city chose you. Okay? But it shakes its head. You're here because you doubted. It replies. Doubt, tears, dreams in half. And something has been feeding on yours. Your stomach turns. Is it talking about the shadow from before? Or is there something else? Something worse, still ahead? The dreamkeeper walks over to the crystal node and lays its long filaments across the crack. This world needs harmony, it says, but yours arrived, soaked in interference. Regret, guilt, what ifs, what now? All of it poisons the frequency. You step forward. What do I do? The creature doesn't smile, sighs, a sound like leaves rustling in reverse. You remember? It says, but not facts. You remember the feeling of being alive, fully, utterly, before the world got noisy. The orb beside you floats upward and emits a low tone. A new memory surfaces. You, standing in the rain, laughing for no reason as water soaked through your sneakers. No phone, no deadline, just sensation. Another flash you as a child, terrified before your first school recital, then glowing with pride when it ended and no one had booed, and another your first heartbreak, crying in a parked car, the radio playing a song that felt written for that exact moment. Painful, but somehow beautiful. You step closer to the node. The crystal warms. You whisper a word, not special, not magical, just a name. One you haven't said out loud in years. Someone you lost. Someone whose memory still lives in you, woven into your frequencies like an old lullaby. The crystal flares. The crack begins to close. The dreamkeeper watches without comment. It turns and walks away, vines parting as it goes. When the node fully heals, the chamber exhales. Literally, a wave of warm air rushes past you, scented like citrus and soil. The silver roots below the crystal retreat into the moss, and the orb begins to hum a new tune higher now, faster. The dreamkeeper doesn't return, but a new path opens. You follow it. This time, the corridor is narrow, almost intimate. You see photos embedded into the walls, sacral photographs, framed in pulses of starlight. Each one showing a dreamer. Men, women, children. Eyes wide open, bodies glowing faintly. A small plaque beneath one reads, "Dream frequency sustained beyond threshold. Access granted." Another says, "Access denied." Memory resistance. You realize now what this whole system is. It's not just a dream machine. It's a filter, a sieve for consciousness. Only those willing to remember, to really feel, can unlock the full sequence. Historians still argue whether Tesla ever intended his devices to manipulate human perception. Some say he merely chased energy, caught us, believe he wanted to awaken something primal in us. But after walking through this city, you're starting to believe the real answer is stranger than both. He built a machine that teaches you how to dream properly, not the kind of dreams you forget in the morning, the kind that change you. At the end of the hallway, you find a staircase that spirals upward, not the glitching kind, but smooth, seamless. You ascend, and the higher you go, the more the gravity lessens. By the time you reach the top, your feet barely touch the ground. You are becoming weightless. The second node is fully healed. One remains, and somewhere in the city's shimmering network, the final challenge waits. But for the first time, you're not afraid. You're ready. At the summit of the staircase, you pause, if only because your feet no longer feel like they belong to you. They hover slightly above the glowing surface, tingling as if gravity is starting to take your feelings into account. That's either a win or a red flag, depending on how you feel about dream physics. You glance back once, just long enough to see the corridor below vanish, like a memory dissolving in reverse. There's no door now, no gate, no lock, No control panel with conveniently labeled buttons, just light. A soft wall of it, pale gold and rippling like sunlight on shallow water. You breathe in and out, and you step through. You're in a forest, sort of. It smells like pine needles and cold mist, but the trees are columns of flickering data. Each trunk pulses with lines of glowing text numbers, names, coordinates. The leaves are made of something, feather-light and translucent, fluttering in a breeze you can't feel. Above you, the sky is endless, a perfect simulation of the night, complete with 2 moons and a faint aurora in shades you've never seen on Earth. Periwinkle, burnished, emerald, a red so deep it feels like a memory you haven't had yet. You walk forward, its branches brushing your arms without ever touching you. Everything here feels like a placeholder for something real except your heartbeat. That stays stubbornly solid. In your chest, ahead, a dome dot, it rises like a silver geode cracked in half, revealing an interior so vast you can't immediately see the edges. Inside, a single platform hovers at the center, suspended above what looks like a mirror. No, a pool, liquid. Yes, but not water. More like quicksilver lit from beneath. This is the 3rd node. You don't need to be told that you feel it. But this one is dormant. You step onto the hovering platform, which tilts slightly under your weight, like a boat on calm water. Beneath your feet, the silver pool churns not violently, just enough to suggest it's aware that it's waiting. Then, the voice returns, not the dreamkeeper, not Tesla, you. It's your voice, but older, tired, wiser. The version of you that's been through too many endings and still decided to try again. It says, to open this gate, you must give something up. Suddenly, the chamber doesn't feel dreamy anymore. It feels surgical. You're not asked to give blood or secrets or even love. No, this is harder. You must choose to let go of something that defines you. A wound, a belief, grudge you've wrapped around yourself so tightly you forgot it was optional. Maybe it's your fear of being forgotten, or your guilt over a decision you still replay at 2 a.m. Whatever it is, it's not welcome on the other side of this portal. The choice isn't made through words. The pool starts to show you moments, some fractured ones. That friend you ghosted and still think about. The ambition that burned you out. The time you should have spoken up and didn't. Not failures, just fragments of you orbiting too close for too long. And you realize, with a kind of awe, that this city, this dreaming machine, isn't just filtering for intelligence or memory. It's filtering for freedom. Who are you without your scars? There's a fringe theory buried in old Tesla journals that the brain could shed trauma like old skin if exposed to certain harmonic frequencies. The scientific community mostly scoffed at it. But here, in a place built from sonic architecture and intention, suddenly makes perfect sense. You kneel and touch the pool. It ripples, then hardens into a smooth disc. Your reflection stares up at you, then shifts. It becomes the version of you after letting go. Not perfect, not saintly, just lighter. Still cracked, but no longer hollow. And you know the price. You whisper one word, not to the pool, but to yourself. It's the name of the thing you're ready to release. The moment you say it, the chamber floods with warm light. The dome above peels back like petals, revealing the twin moons again. The platform begins to rise, slowly. Through the opening canopy, you're ascending. Somewhere deep beneath you, the 3rd node activates. The city vibrates like a tuning fork, and you feel your spine resonate with it. The sensation isn't painful, it's cleansing, like a storm has passed through you, taking the static with it. When the platform stops, you're in open air, except it isn't air, it's space, but not the kind you've seen in movies. There are stars, yes, but they pulse like heartbeats, ranged in spirals, in helixes, like the universe is mimicking your DNA. You're suspended in a cradle of energy, but no floor beneath you, and yet you're not falling. You're held, supported, accepted. Ahead, the final gate appears. It's not a door or a portal. It's Tesla's silhouette, not a hologram, not an avatar. Just his outline made of light and electricity. Arms outstretched, like he's welcoming you into something unnameable. You hear him speak, not aloud. Inside, the key was never invention, he says. It was always imagination. Historians still argue whether Tesla truly believed in alternate realities. Some suggest he was chasing mathematical anomalies, not magic. But here, floating among stars that blink in Morse code, you understand? This place wasn't just a DREAM script. It was a test, and you passed. One final pulse of light wraps around your body, filling you with the kind of calm that usually takes years of therapy and a sabbatical in the woods. You're not alone anymore. You've joined the network of lucid travelers, the ones who passed through Tesla's dreaming city, not with force, but with feeling. The relay hums once, then goes silent. Below you, the three nodes shimmer in perfect synchronicity, a chord in the shape of memory, and somewhere far behind, or maybe far ahead, someone else begins to dream. The hum fades. You float there, suspended between stars that look like they've been stitched into the fabric of this unreal sky. The silence that follows isn't empty. It's heavy with the weight of completion, like a machine that's finally done computing a decades-long equation. You can feel the city quieting beneath you, its data trees dimming, its invisible gears folding themselves back into stillness. But you're not falling. You're being moved. A current catches you, visible, but insistent, like a dream that decides where it's going without consulting the dreamer. You drift through the cosmic canopy, passing clusters of celestial light, some of which flicker in patterns that almost seem familiar. One constellation shapes itself like a compass, another like an open eye. You try not to blink dead ahead. The light condenses into a corridor, not metal, not glass, something woven from pure waveform. You step into it, barefoot and somehow unafraid. The corridor bends with every step you take, curving around your breath, reacting to your heartbeat. This place was built for lucid minds, but also to filter them. Every wall hums with energy. Every inch feels like it remembers someone who walked it long before you. And then, without warning, the corridor opens into a room. Not a chamber of ancient machines or some grand celestial vault. No, it's something far stranger. It's a room built to resemble Tesla's childhood home. You recognize it instantly, not because you've been there, but because you've seen the sketches. Old journals describe this place in obsessive detail. The wood floor, the small desk, the oil lamp, the smell of dust and lavender. The wallpaper is peeling at the edges. The window shows a view that can't be real, mountains made of quartz. It's clouds lit from below, a river of blue fire. And sitting at the desk is you again. But this time, younger, maybe 16, maybe 20, wearing clothes you'd forgotten you ever liked, fiddling with a notebook, doodling the kind of wild diagrams you always thought were too impossible to share. You're sketching a machine that folds time, not to travel through it, but to talk to it. You approach the desk. Your younger self doesn't look up, but speaks. You made it farther than I thought. You don't answer right away, because this isn't a conversation, it's an echo. A memory you left unfinished, now playing back in the presence of everything you've seen. You sit across from the younger you and rest your hands on the desk. They say Tesla believed time wasn't linear, that it was more like a spool of thread, looping and tangling, sometimes knotting on purpose. Historians still argue whether his time experiments in Colorado Springs were legitimate or just the manic ramblings of a man burned out by genius. But here, across from yourself, it feels true. The air hums again. Your younger self slides the notebook towards you. On its open page is a sketch of a gate, but not like the others. This one is shaped like an eye, and within it are 3 glyphs, each one shimmering in a different tone. You recognize them, even if you don't know why they were. scattered across the dream nodes, hidden in the sound, carved into the light. And now they've come together. Tesla's final lock, not a lock of code or machinery, a mind lock to pass through it. Don't need to understand it. You need to become it. The room begins to dissolve, but not all at once. It peels away, like a canvas lifted from a frame, revealing something impossibly vast beneath it. A clockwork of galaxies, an engine of stardust, the architecture of dreaming itself. And in the center, the eye, it floats before you, its iris spinning slowly, its pupil dilating like it's waking up. You step forward. The eye does not scan you. It waits. You must offer it something not physical, but conceptual. And the thing it wants is curiosity, not the polite kind, not the let's Google later kind, the raw, stubborn, unreasonable kind that burns in the dark when no one's watching. Kind Tesla had, the kind that asks why not instead of why, kind that makes you build a tower to talk to lightning. You let it rise inside you. All your questions, your obsessions, your half-finished inventions and unspoken dreams. You feed the eye, not your answers, but your hunger for them. And the eye opens. What you see is not a destination. It's a cascade, a stream of moments, real and imagined, possible and forgotten. The invention of fire, the first dream of flight, the building of pyramids under alien skies. Tesla, alone in his lab, whispering to a machine that answers and pulses. A child in 2041 is catching a city made of song. You are falling into it. No, you are becoming part of it. The final gate doesn't open. You dissolve into it, and in that dissolution, you find something impossible. You're not just the dreamer anymore. You're the dream. Every neuron in your body lights up. You feel yourself stretched across timelines, ideas, galaxies of thought. You glimpse yourself on a ship powered by silence, in a room where memories are traded like currency. In a world where sleep is the only way to tell truth from fiction. You are everywhere Tesla dreamed you'd be, and then the eye blinks, and you are back. Not in the forest, not in the lab, in the relay tower. You're standing exactly where you first arrived, but everything has changed. The tower is alive now. Its surfaces glow with quiet warmth. The machines hum, but not with static, with music. A chord of light plays across the walls, and you realize the system is no longer dormant. It's listening, and it's asking, what now? Because you're not just the dreamer anymore. You're the navigator. You've unlocked Tesla's portal, not with technology, but with transformation. And there's one last place to go. You step forward, your body weightless, but your will clear. One more gate, not to escape the dream, but to bring it back with you. You step forward, the floor beneath your feet hums with energy, but this time, it doesn't surprise you. It feels like your heartbeat has synced to the pulse of the city, like you've become part of its nervous system. No more tests, no more riddles in the dark. The final gate stands ahead, not shaped like an eye or a door or a machine, but like a mirror. It reflects you only. It doesn't. What you see in the mirror is a version of yourself you haven't become yet. Not older, not younger, just awake. There's something behind your eyes, a shimmer, a knowing, like you've seen beyond time and brought something back with you. And, in a way, you have. As you approach, the mirror begins to change. Ripples move across its surface, distorting the reflection, revealing shapes, fractals of memory and possibility. Images spiral outward from a glowing center. A clock with no hands. A city suspended upside down in water. A machine shaped like a heart, beating gently on a stone altar. Tesla once theorized that time wasn't a straight line, but a field and environment we move through like fish in water, unaware of the currents shaping our direction. Historians still argue whether his views were metaphysical metaphors or the beginnings of temporal mechanics. You no longer have to guess. You're inside one of those currents now, and it's taking you home. You reach out, Your fingers touch the mirror. It accepts your presence, but doesn't shatter or open like you'd expect. Instead, it ripples again and pulls you through, now roughly, not with force, but like a gentle tide pulling you into deeper water. You fall, but not downward. You fall inward, and as you do, you begin to remember. Not your memories, Tesla's. You see him alone in his final years, misunderstood, ridiculed, his ideas dismissed as the rantings of a broken man. You feel his frustration, his loneliness, but more than that, his relentless vision. He never stopped believing that the future would find him, that someday, someone would pass through his dream. You realize something else? This entire journey wasn't built for many. It was built for one. Only someone dreaming, someone untethered by waking logic, could have passed through the layers. Only someone willing to let go, to transform, to imagine, could have found the signal. And now, here you are. The falling slows. You're back in the relay tower. But it's different again. This time, it's day. Sunlight filters through the high glass ceiling. The machines are quiet, resting. The data trees no longer flicker. Their branches are full, their data stored. The center of the room stands a new structure. A chair, not a throne, not a command seat. It's just a chair shaped like a spiral, built of light and magnetism, waiting. You sit. The moment you do, the tower responds. A projection swirls up in front of you. Not a map, it's a memory. You see the earth not as it is now, but as it might be. Cities powered by clean energy, skies filled with silent gliders, forests untouched by greed, machines that dream alongside humans. Not utopia, but healing. The tower shows you this because it believes you can bring it with you. And then something else happens. The chair folds backward, the world tilts, and for the first time since this began, you start to wake up. At first, it's subtle. The buzz of air against your skin, the texture of cotton sheets, it's a distant sound of birds. But something's different. Your eyes flutter, open. You're in your bed. The real one. The room looks the same, familiar, ordinary, but on your bedside table is something that wasn't there before. A notebook, worn, leather-bound, smelling faintly of ozone and old libraries. You open it. Inside are diagrams, sketches, notes. You don't remember writing equations in Tesla's handwriting, symbols that glowed in the mirror. A message on the first page reads, "Now that you've been there, what will you build here?" You sit there in silence, heart pounding. You didn't dream that, or if you did, the dream left something behind. Later, you check your phone. It's still the same date, okay? Only a few minutes have passed, but you feel like you've lived 100 years in a single sleep. You carry the notebook with you throughout the day. Every time you look away and glance back, you swear the sketches shift slightly. One moment it's a spiral antenna. The next, it's a schematic for some sort of harmonic generator. One page even has a sketch of the relay tower, etched in rough graphite with a single line beneath it. Access granted. Re-entry available during sleep cycles. It hits you all at once. The portal isn't gone. It never was. It lives inside your sleep. Now, embedded in your dreaming mind like a seed waiting for dusk. That night, as you prepare for bed, everything feels different. The air is charged. The shadows look patient. The stars outside your window seem to pulse like they're watching you. You climb under the blanket. You hold the notebook to your chest, and for the first time in your life, you don't fear falling asleep, because you know what's waiting on the other side. You close your eyes. The darkness rushes in like an old friend, and somewhere, just beneath the threshold of waking thought, the relay tower powers back on, waiting, listening, calling you home again. You awake again, but not in your bed, not yet. Your eyes open to darkness so deep it feels like velvet wrapped around your eyelids, softer than any blanket you've ever known. You breathe in slow and steady, the air thick with something electric, yet somehow warm, like the space between a lightning strike and the thunder it births. Somewhere distant, you hear a low hum, familiar now. It's the song of the relay tower, a mechanical heartbeat that somehow syncs with your own. You rise, but you don't stand. You float, as if gravity's grip has loosened just enough to let you drift. Around you, the void stretches immense and infinite, but inside it, little flickers begin to spark like fireflies. Each flicker pulses with knowledge, fragments of dreams and inventions. It's pieces of Tesla's life and mind, woven through the fabric of time. As you glide toward one glowing point, it bursts into clarity. Okay, you see Tesla, younger now, in his Colorado Springs lab, surrounded by towering coils and crackling arcs of lightning. His face is intense, almost feverish, as he tweaks a device, humming with raw power. Around him, sparks leap and dance, illuminating the dark room like miniature stars. The air smells of ozone and burning wire. You can almost hear the crackle, the pop, the angry roar of energy being bent and shaped. He turns suddenly and looks right at you. His eyes are sharp, inquisitive, the same curiosity that's driven you this whole journey. Without words, he gestures toward a notebook lying open on the workbench. The pages are filled with strange symbols and equations that ripple, transforming as you watch. They describe the portal, the mechanics of bending time, not as a line, but as a vast web you can slip through if only you understand the pattern. Tesla speaks, but it's more of feeling than sound. A wave of insight washes over you. Time is not a prison, but a garden. Grow your steps carefully, and you will find the path. As the vision fades, you find yourself in a new space, of vast library built from light and sound. Shelves spiral infinitely upward and outward, filled with books made from pure energy, humming with untold stories and inventions. You drift along the aisles, fingertips brushing against spines that ripple with knowledge. One book flutters open by itself, revealing pages filled with sketches of impossible machines, flying cars, energy crystals, even a clockwork universe. You stop in front of a desk where a figure waits. It's you again, but this version is calm, centered, as if it has finally solved the puzzle that once drove you to obsession. Your eyes meet. You feel a wave of recognition and reassurance. This is who you are becoming. You sit down, picking up a pen fashioned from light. You begin to write in the glowing notebook from your bedside, filling its pages with new ideas, new questions, new dreams. Ideas flow like rivers, some familiar, some wild and strange, but all part of a grand design you can't quite grasp yet. Historians still argue whether Tesla's greatest inventions were blueprints for reality or fantasies of a brilliant mind pushed to the brink. Here, in this library, the debate feels less important. What matters is possibility. Suddenly, the scene shifts again. You're back in the relay tower, standing by the spiraling chair of light and magnetism. The chair invites you to sit, but this time it also offers a choice: to remain in this dreaming realm where knowledge flows freely, or to return to your waking life armed with what you've learned. You pause, feeling the weight of the decision. You think about the world outside, its noise, its chaos, the dull ache of routine. But you also think about the spark inside you, the curiosity that led you here. You realize that the portal doesn't just connect places, it connects states of being. Dreaming is not an escape, it's a bridge. You choose to return. The chair folds you gently. The tower begins to hum a new song, a melody woven from hope and quiet determination. As you rise from the seat, the room around you dissolves into soft light. You awaken in your bed, the notebook still warm beside you. Sky outside has softened into dawn, the first light touching the edges of the clouds with a rosy glow. Your breath slows as calm settles deep into your bones. You reach out and touch the notebook, knowing this is only the beginning. The portal lives within you, in your dreams, in the way you see the world. Each night, when you close your eyes, the relay tower waits. The gate opens. The journey resumes. You smile, already looking forward to the next dream, the next step through time's mysterious web. You open your eyes slowly, aware of the softness around you, the quiet hum of your own breathing. The world feels different, not just outside the window where the morning light drifts in like a gentle tide, but inside you, a calm pulse resonating through your veins. You've traveled farther than you imagined possible, but now it's time to return not just to waking life, but to the deeper sense of who you've become. The notebook lies open on your bedside table, its pages whispering promises of invention and mystery. You reach for it instinctively, fingers tracing the fine lines of Tesla's sketches and your own scribbles intertwined. There's a feeling they're a bridge between past and future, dream and reality. It's a reminder that the portal you passed through is not a place, but a state of being. You remember Tesla's words? It's a vision of time as a garden where paths can be grown with care and curiosity. You've stepped into that garden. You've become the gardener, and every night when you close your eyes, you tend to it. You nurture the dream, watering seeds of possibility in the soil of your mind. Outside your window, the city hums softly, unaware of the journey you've taken. But inside, you carry the secret pulse of the relay tower, the echo of the portal's hum. You know that only someone in a dream can pass through, but now you realize that passing through changes you. It opens a door inside that can never be closed. You stretch your arms, feeling the quiet strength in your muscles, the steady beat of your heart. The world outside might be chaotic and loud, but inside you, there's stillness, clarity, and a spark that will not be extinguished. As you prepare to rise from bed, you take one last look at the notebook. You smile softly, knowing that your journey isn't over. It's just beginning, 'cause the portal, the dream, the time Tesla opened, they live inside you now. And when night falls again, you'll answer the call. You'll step through the gate once more, because in this dream, you are not just a traveler. You are the dreamer. You are the architect of what's to come. You are home. Turn off the lights, grab a cozy blanket, and drift gently into the night. Let the portal open in your mind, and let your dreams carry you where only the bravest can follow. Good night. Now, as you settle deeper into your blanket's soft embrace, allow your breath to slow and your muscles to relax, sinking further into the calmness that surrounds you. Feel the gentle weight of sleep pressing softly on your eyelids, inviting your mind to wander freely. There's no rush here, only the peaceful unfolding of night's quiet magic. Remember, the journey you've taken tonight was one of transformation. You passed through gates not made of metal, but of thought and wonder. You learned that the mysteries of time and space are not locked away, but waiting patiently for a curious heart like yours to unlock their secrets. Tesla's dream, once just a flicker, has become a flame burning softly inside you as you breathe in the cool night air. Imagine that same spark spreading warmth through your chest, radiating out to every part of your being. Feel the threads of the portal weaving gently around you, connecting your dreams with the endless possibilities of tomorrow. No matter where life takes you, know that the doorway remains open. You only need to close your eyes and let yourself drift, trusting that the world beyond waking is waiting for your next step, your next breath, your next dream. So rest now, sink into this moment of peace. The stars outside your window twinkle like ancient promises, and the night whispers softly to you, you belong here, you are safe, you are home. Good night, dreamer.